Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos for more updates. So the last update about Twist of Fate, Abhi got drunk and he had an accident after Thanos sent him alcohol. Let's continue. Sushma calls Dr. Vishal and says that they have reached the hospital. Sushma and Pragya rush unconscious Abhi to the hospital. The nurse asks Sushma to fill the form. Dr. Vishal comes there and tells them that first he will do the treatment and then inquiry. He takes Abhi to the ICU and asks Pragya who is she. Pragya says that she is his wife and she says that he fell down from the stairs while coming behind me. Sushma says then he slipped and fell down. The doctor asks if there is any reason. Sushma asks him to do his treatment first. Pragya says that he fell down as he was drunk and asks Sushma why you did not let me say. Sushma says we shall let the treatment happen and says why to give people all the gossip. It was an accident and that is all. Pragya looks at him as he is operated in the ICU. Prachi comes to Rambru and asks him to wake up. Rambru asks what happened. Prachi says that she couldn't sleep all night and she was having an intuition that something wrong happened. He asks, did you call mommy? She says yes, but she did not pick the call. Even father is not picking the call. Rambru asks, did you call Sushma? He says he will get it, as Sushma's driver is the brother of Das driver. He calls his driver and asks him to give Sushma Tandon's number. Sushma comes to Pragya and gives her coffee. Prachi calls Sushma and asks where is mother. Pragya takes the call and says I forgot my phone at home. Prachi says are you fine? Pragya says yes. She asks if Papa is fine. Pragya says yes. Prachi says that she was feeling bad and she asks if something happened. Pragya says he fell down from the stairs and they brought him to the city hospital. Prachi says we are coming there. She tells Rambru that Papa is in the hospital. We need to go there. Pallavi scolds Siddharth and asks why he is stressed. Grandma asks him why he is getting scolded. Pallavi then sees Rambru and Prachi and asks Rambru to go with Siddharth and handle the office. Pallavi asks Rambru to understand work from Siddharth. Rambru says actually I have to. Prachi stops him. Pallavi asks him to make himself as the part of the family. Pallavi goes. Prachi tells Rambru that she will go alone to the hospital as mommy is angry with Papa, my mother and my aunt. Siddharth asks what happened. Rambru says I will tell you later and he takes Prachi with him to drop her to the hospital. The nurse comes out and says nothing can be said. A ward boy goes inside to take the sign of the doctor. The nurse comes out and asks Pragya to get the medicines. The doctor asks the nurse to bring 2 more bottles of blood. The ward boy identifies Abhi and asks the nurse what happened to Abhi. He said that he stays at his neighbor. The nurse tells him that he belongs to a high society and his wife is standing outside. The doctor goes out and tells Sushma that you lied to me. This is a police case. Sushma says he fell by the stairs only. The ward boy goes out and says that they are hiding something. I shall tell Aliyah and Tanu. He thinks that they are his family and then they will ask why Pragya is here as his wife. He thinks to call Tanu. Aliyah tells Tanu that even they have the right on this money. Tanu says I cracked this deal. You were against it. Mitali says I am with you and gives Tanu sandwich. She asks her to give gold necklace as necklace. Tanu refuses. Taiji says that she will bring makeup stuff for her and bangles for her. Aliyah says that this is remaining in the house and says she needs to start her business. Tanu refuses to give them even a single rupee. She gets Manish call and asks did anyone order something from Manish brother cake shop. She says Manish is the ward boy, then why did he call me? Manish calls Aliyah. Aliyah picks his call and says my brother is not at home. He calls again and thinks to go home and tell them that Abhi is in the hospital. Prachi comes to the hospital and asks Pragya and cries. Sushma says Pragya is not listening to me and do her. Pragya says what I thought and what has happened. Sushma says Abhi will be fine. Prachi asks her to tell her what happened. Pragya tells her everything. She says I did not want this. I was very angry with him and I went from here. Pragya says I was dead. I couldn't sleep in the night and when I came back, I thought to hate him like he is nothing to me. She says my illusion broke and I am feeling much pain. She says I was angry thinking what he did with me and says today I am scared thinking if anything happens to him. She says whenever we stay together, something bad happened. She says now I will not stay with him. Prachi asks what happened 2 years back and asks her to tell her. Pragya says nothing. Few things shall not be talked about and if we scratch some wounds, then we'll feel the pain more. Prachi says if you share, then your pain will be less. She says, I will blame myself that you both separated because of me. Pragya says we got separated due to ourselves. Prachi asks her to tell her. Pragya remembered Abhi, that is Pradeep, that he failed her car brakes and wants to see her dead face. Prachi asks her to tell her. Pragya says, I thought he got angry when he comes to know that I am supporting Rambu and you. Pragya says, your papa tried to kill me and got my car brakes failed, along with Aliyah and Tanu, and they tried to kill me. Prachi says, this is a lie. This cannot be the truth. Pragya says he himself told me that I should die and I should not live. I got saved in the car accident, but everything was snatched from me. Pragya says my car fell down in the river where Sushma was doing her daughter's last rite and was praying for her daughter when she found me. She says Sushma gave me another life. She says your father said that I don't love Ria and I tried to take revenge on him through her. She asks how to bear hatred from him, whom she loves a lot. She hugs Prachi and cries. Sushma hears them and goes. Pragya says, I miss you both daily, but I don't come to meet you. She says, I want to become strong, and I want to get up. She says she is feeling like defeated now. Pragya tells Prachi that she did not go to meet the Mera family because she thought that she would break and fall down. She says that she wanted to become strong, but now she is broken from within. Prachi says that when one gets hurt, then they feel the pain. She says if anyone thinks that her love attempted to kill her, Pragya says that it happened. Prachi says that there is a difference and says that people hears their heart as there is another word of it. She says, when I asked you to call my father to you, you heard your heart and called him to your place. Else, why would you save him? Prachi says, when you were gone, father searched for you everywhere madly and he was broken when he couldn't find you. Prachi says that he felt that you both got separated because of me, and that is why he broke relationship with me, but I couldn't break my relation with him, and I used to go to his house secretly to see him. She says he suffered biggest losses in business due to Aliyah and Tanu, and she says that he shifted to the church then. Prachi says father and I searched for you everywhere, and he used to go to the police station to inquire about you, and he was hopeful that you are alive. She says he was broken and he drank so much wine so that he can die. She says the person who wanted to kill himself in your memory, then why will he attempt to kill you? Prachi says, I am not saying that you are saying wrong. Someone might have failed your car brakes, but this cannot be done by my father. Pragya says he himself told me. Prachi says maybe it is Aliyah and Tanu's trick. She asks her to remember and says that they wanted to separate you from him always. She says when everyone wanted you and father to get married, even Aliyah was with you, but suddenly father got married to Tanu. Prachi says, I don't think Aliyah was on your side. Pragya remembered Aliyah getting her unconscious and getting Tanu married to Abhi. She remembers Aliyah's confession and tells Prachi that maybe her doubt is right. She says, I came to know that Aliyah wanted him to marry Tanu. Prachi says, whatever you thought was Aliyah and Tanu's mind, and you were misguided. Pragya remembered challenging to expose Aliyah in front of Abhi, and Aliyah asking her to be scared and stay in the house as a servant. Else, Tanu and I will kick her out of her brother's life, and you will not know what happened in your life. And when you come to know, you will know what has happened with you, but you will never come to know about the reality. And I will leave you at such a place, and I will misguide you that you will never think to return. The flashback ends. Pragya asks the doctor if she can meet Abhi. Prachi asks Pragya to go and meet him. Aliyah tells Tanu that she will stop her until she is here and says you are slipping from my hand. Tanu asks her not to try to control her, like controlling Pragya, and says that I am Tanu and I am not Pragya, and I will not bear this. Mitali says, why are you both talking about Pragya? Taiji asks them to divide the money equally. She asks her to keep 40% and give 20% to each of them. Mitali says Abhi is the son of the house. Tanu says I am his wife and the daughter-in-law of the Mera house. Aliyah says Pragya is the daughter-in-law of the house technically. Tanu says just for 6 months, I shall take a locker as I don't trust anyone. Mitali and Taiji look at the money box. Taiji says we shall keep it safely. Mitali says we shall open and take our shares. Grandma comes there and scolds them, asking them to decide on what they need, the money or the relationship. Taiji and Mitali again look at the box. Taiji asks Mitali to get the armor. Mitali goes. Taiji thinks to start business and get rich like Pragya. Pragya comes inside the ward and looks at Abhi on the bed. She recalls his word. Abhi is still unconscious. Pragya recalls his word and cries, holding his hand. She apologizes to him and says, I am sorry. So you used to love me and I ate you. Pragya says you searched for me for 2 years and I thought to take revenge from you. She says you wanted to hug me, but I pushed you away. She says I kept that Pragya from you, whom you loved, and I put the other Pragya in front of you. She says I don't know if it was right or wrong. Prachi made me understand now. The person who saved me many times, how can he attempt to kill me? Pragya says my heart is saying that Prachi is right. She says I brought you to the hospital and the same Pragya will stay with you, whom you were searching for, and I will not let any misunderstanding come between us. She hugs him. Prachi looks at them and smiles. Prachi calls Rambro. Rambro says he is still at home and he asks how is Chief. Prachi says he is fine. He asks her to meet Chief and says I will come there and pick you. Prachi says I will not meet my father as he gets upset seeing me. She says today I came to know one thing and says we thought that my mother did not meet us after our accident, but my mother thinks that my father attempted to kill her. Rambro says how can she think like this? Prachi says mother was misguided. I told her that my father searched for her everywhere madly. Ria hears them. She says mother understood that Tanu and Aliyah are behind it. Rambro asks did she forgive Chief? Prachi says she gave him the benefit of doubt and very soon they would unite and she cannot hate her father. Prachi says I saw her holding his hand and she said whatever was between them was a misunderstanding. Ria gets shocked. Prachi says my father and my mother will unite. Rambro says this happened due to you. Ria thinks that Prachi wants to unite mom and dad. Rambro asks Prachi to come home and says that he will tell her something when she comes home. Sushma asks Prachi to go home. Ria thinks that they were separated due to Prachi. Then how can they unite due to her? Sushma tells Prachi that she is with Pragya and she asks her to go. Rambro comes out of his room and sees Ria standing. Ria acted and says that something bit her on her neck. Rambro checks Ria and says that there is nothing there. Ria owes Rambro. Siddharth looks at them and gets doubtful. Sushma tells Prachi that Pragya is peaceful now and she can sleep peacefully now. Prachi thanks her for being with her always. Sushma says just like she doesn't leave you, I am with her. She asks her to bring Ria sometimes. Prachi says that she will bring her soon. Siddharth asks what is happening here. Rambro turns to Siddharth. Ria says I think something bit me and it was paining. Rambro says it might be a mosquito and flew away. Ria says that it was very painful. Siddharth says relax. Why are you giving explanation? Ria says it was big and it bit me. Siddharth asks her to relax. Rambro asks Siddharth to check and says that he will go. Ria stops him and gives him the file in his hand. Siddharth looks at Ria, who is looking at Rambro madly. He asks if all is okay. Ria thinks you have spoiled our moment and asking all is okay. She says I will go and spray as there are many mosquitoes. Manish, that is the ward boy, comes to Aliyah. Aliyah says I told you on the call that Abhi is not at home. Manish says a lady is there who is claiming to be his wife. Aliyah says Pragya and says I know. She asks him to go. Manish says that Abhi is in the hospital and his condition is bad. Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe and like my videos and also share it. Thank you.